This is the Reds POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Cincinnati Reds. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Well, we're just having all sorts of network problems here today on StreamYard. So good evening, Reds fans, and welcome to another edition of the POSTCAST brought to you by Locked On Reds and the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I'm Tim Daniel. I'm a lifelong Reds fan in my second season here at Locked On. And I thank you all for spending some time with us as we discuss the Cincinnati Reds 5-0 win over the Houston Astros to take a series. And most importantly, for all of us who have been sitting through a lot of pain, their second straight win after an 8-game losing streak. If you're just checking my show out for the first time, welcome. We are so glad to have you. Please be patient with me as we try to figure out our technical difficulties to where my background is not coming up, but I'll keep jabbering while I do so as I get this all taken care of. Thank you all very much. How's your Mother's Day going? All right. Well, on today's show, the Reds take the series, so that's huge news as well, obviously. We see a huge day from the offense. We get a nice day from guys like Blake Dunn, Spencer Steer, Elly Cruz, a lineup shakeup, and Andrew Abbott is back to form. We are back in business, everybody. Nice series win. Let's get to it.
This is what you'll be talking about.
All right. Well, now that we're back in business, the Reds are back in business because after an 8-game losing streak, we now have a 2-game win streak and yet another series victory at home at Great American Ballpark after a 5-0 win today. And there were a lot of interesting things that came out of this game today, wasn't there? So starting with the lineup change, thought that was fascinating. We see Will Benson leading off today and Spencer Steer hitting second, which worked out obviously. And then Terry Francona's comments on why Will Benson was leading off when he said he will take a walk. Now, I'm not one to stir things up a little by any means, but pretty interesting choice of words there, isn't it? Yeah, that was really surprising to see that. Spencer Steer not only hitting second, but playing first base today. Keep it. I think you keep it. Elly today with 3 hits. I mean, the offense was going. We're going to talk about them quite a bit, but to see this team bounce back the way they did these last 2 days after just having an awful losing streak, the biggest one since the 100 loss season, and see them put everything back together was just awesome. And to see them just get back to being the Reds, it's been so nice to see. They're competitive again. They're fighting. I mean, they were competitive in the Cubs series, but they were blowing those games at the end. This game was dominance from start to finish. Yesterday, they won a really good game. And to see them go out there and Steve and just maul them down, you know, an Astros team that I know isn't the Astros of old that we've been seeing the last few years, but still has guys like Jose Altuve and Yordan Alvarez and Christian Walker and Isaac Paredes. And the Reds took it to them these last 2 games after they beat the Reds up pretty bad on Friday night. So to see them kind of come out there today and just stop any momentum that was going against them, pick up their own momentum, you got to take it. And you obviously really enjoy it. And then, you know, look at the bullpen today as well. So you get days like TJ Antone comes out and throws an inning with 2 strikeouts. I know I talked about that when I was on with Steve this week on Locked On Reds, just how cool it is that he's back in the big leagues, but pitching well in his 3 outings so far. He does have a run that he gave up. He's got a 3 ERA so far, but had 2 strikeouts. Sam Moll continues to be really helpful for this team through an inning with a strikeout. And then Graham Ashcraft rounds up the game with an inning and 2 strikeouts. So all the guys that Steve and I mentioned this week, as far as being potential closers, except for Santillan today, had a pretty solid day. And then Michael says it here. They managed to strike out Yordan Alvarez 4 times today. That gave him a golden sombrero, which he hasn't had that in, I think John said like 4 years. He hasn't had a 4 strikeout game. So to see them take him down, kind of the head of the snake for this Astros team, and go the way of the win. So that's really awesome to see and really exciting for the Reds. But let's kind of go to also real quick. Let's talk about the X Factor in today's game.
It's time to reveal who made the biggest under the radar impact with today's X Factor.
How about a 3-for-4 day with 2 runs scored from Elly Cruz today, folks? It seems like Elly and Sal are kind of getting back to their ways. And obviously the Spencer Steer home run's humongous and certainly deserves a lot of credit for that because that kind of put the game out of reach, put it out of blast reach for the Astros. So You see Elly go out there with 3 hits today, no strikeouts, 2 runs scored. Sal Stewart goes 1 for 4 as well. So Elly kind of getting into those two, getting back to where they want to be is what the Reds need, especially in those 3 and 4 spots in the lineup. Having Steer hit in front of them, I love it. I want that all the time. I see Willie Mass. Should they keep Steer at first? He's looking good there. I mean, he was a Gold Glove caliber first baseman last year. So as I know, it's going to be interesting to see how things go between him, Lowe, Gino, and Sal. But having that flexibility at the corners certainly doesn't hurt. But I really like to see this go the way it is. But for them to get what they're getting from Elly right now, it's shown that he's kind of put together what we all want him to be. And so today, like I said, 3 for 4. He's got a 288 on the year, 10 homers, 29 RBI, 9 stolen bases, and 875 OPS. In his last 7 games, 367, 375, 433. Mind you, he doesn't have a homer in that stretch either. He has 11 hits and 30 at-bats, 4 runs batted in, 2 runs scored. He only has 1 walk in that frame too, and only 7 strikeouts. So we're seeing him kind of put together, yes, right here, some MVP caliber days. And to see him put that to be kind of going to that part where Sal Stewart's fighting for Rookie of the Year has been really nice. And to see what this team's going to look like when Gino comes back, I'm super stoked for this Reds offense to kind of keep it going, to bounce back the way they did today and yesterday, getting 2 big wins. Nice to see as well. And then someone who, as a peer mentioned, JJ Bleday getting a triple today. That was awesome as well. They're still technically in last place in the division, but you know, everyone in the division has a winning record. So it's really tough to kind of crack that when you have that losing streak they had within the division as well. Oh, yeah. And then we saw that Tyler Stevenson did maul someone down. There's a question here. I don't think it's the first ever, but I do believe it's the first this season. And so that was a really nice play from them as well. So big day for the Reds all around. This is what we want to see from this team, right? This is what we want to see them be. And this is who we want to see Andrew Abbott be. Let's talk about Abbott's outing and more right after this. This episode is brought to you by our friends over at Game Time. MLB season is back and you can feel it. Fresh starts, big expectations in that first crack of the bat. Whether it's a breakout rookie or division race going down to the wire, there's nothing like being in the ballpark for it. The only problem, getting tickets feels like a grind. Long queues, surprise fees, prices jumping at checkout. That's where there's Game Time. The Game Time app gives fans the advantage with constant innovation. It's how you unlock amazing tickets and experiences in just a few taps. It's simple to use. The Game Time guarantee means you get 100% authentic tickets delivered on time at the best price. And here's the best part. Fees are included in the price you see. What you see is what you pay, period. I am actually going to the game on Tuesday, so fair warning, I'll be late Tuesday night. And I use Game Time to grab a ticket. I use the seat views feature, which is awesome. You can see a panoramic view from your exact seat before you buy. If you're not like me and don't want to look at your specific seat and say you like a certain area of the ballpark, Zone Deals let you pick the section and save even more when Game Time picks the seats. You can also follow your favorite team and get alerts when new deals drop. Say you're checking out the Reds next week in Cleveland when they play the Guardians. Game Time can help you out with that. 2 taps and it's done. No stress, no hidden fees, just great seats in minutes. That's what makes it so easy to decide last minute to hit a game. Take the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKDOWN for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDON for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Today's episode is also brought to you by our friends over at 5 Hour Energy. And if you have a sweet tooth like I do, you know how tough it is to find that perfect treat without all the sugar. That's why Confetti Craze 5 Hour Energy Shots bring that nostalgic flavor back in a whole new way. This is a classic taste you remember with a tasty caffeine boost and zero sugar. It's a quick, easy way to satisfy that sweet craving while keeping things simple and on the go. I've always loved birthday cake, but I can't be eating sweets all day. This is a perfect alternative. All cake, no sugar. You can have your cake and sip it too, minus any sugar guilt. It's become my go-to when I want something sweet and without going overboard. The Funfetti flavor is back on 5hourenergy.com or Amazon. Crack open Confetti 5 Hour Energy Shot today. Want to give a shout out to our everydayers in the postcast as we celebrate a big Cincinnati Reds 5-0 win today. Much needed. And if you are an everydayer, you can also be part of the Everydayer Club and make it official. LockedOnPodcast.com/everydayer. It's $5 a month or $50 a year. You get access to all Locked On ad-free episodes. You can chat with all the hosts, such as myself, Jeff, and Steve, and your team's Discord chat. We're in there chatting baseball all day with our friends. I'm in there talking NBA basketball with the Cavs as well. It is a lot of fun, so you should also become part of it as well. And hopefully everyone's having a wonderful Mother's Day today. I know Andrew Abbott's mom is very proud of him today.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
That's probably a really terrible segue. I'm not on my game today, people, but we're going to make it work. Andrew Abbott was awesome today. 6 innings of shutout ball with 5 strikeouts and a walk. We're seeing Andrew Abbott round back into form. That's what's been really awesome to see. His ERA is under 5 again. Thank God. Now he's got his last 7 starts. He's 2-1 with a 4.93 ERA. Not great, but his last couple starts, going back to the Colorado start, the start against the Cubs, and the start against the Astros, he's got 17 2/3 innings in that time, giving up just 2 earned runs. We're starting to see Andrew Abbott round back into form and getting back to who the Reds need him to be while we're still waiting for the other 2 big names to really get back. Well, I know Nick Lodolo's back, but we're still starting to see him round into form. And then you see what you're without Hunter Green for a longer time. He's throwing again. It looks like he's throwing a little longer. It's the news we got as of Friday. So right now it's kind of up to Andrew Abbott and Chase Burns to kind of hold the fort down. And while Nick Lodolo kind of gets his feet underneath him again, and while they're waiting for Brady Singer to kind of go in there and do what he needs to do as well, which we'll see Brady Singer on Tuesday. But Andrew Abbott today, looking like an all-star again, getting back to his old self, 3 straight excellent starts. So I'm really happy to see it, and hopefully he can keep this going because he's got his next start would be a really interesting matchup against the Guardians. So that's a Guardians team who's been a little up and down, made a big trade yesterday, obviously, but can't wait to see him go in that series as well. But we're going to go ahead and roll out of here today as the Reds are victors 5-0. The Reds have 5 runs on 9 hits and no errors. The Astros have 0 runs on 3 hits and no errors. Andrew Abbott picks his 2nd win of the season. He is now 2-2. And Kaiwei Tang gets his 3rd loss of the year. He is now 1-3. The Reds are off tomorrow, and they'll be back at it Tuesday against the Washington Nationals at 6:40. Brady Singer takes the hill for the Reds. He is 2-2 with a 5.63 ERA, going against old friend from the St. Louis Cardinals, Miles Michaelis, who's 1-3 with a 7.44. If you are just tuning in and missed the last commercial break, I will actually be at the game on Tuesday, so I'll be a little late getting on here. Just want to make sure I give the heads up. I'll put a remark in the chat as well. I know it's hard to remember with a Monday game in between, but I cannot wait to be back here talking Reds baseball with you all. Everyone, thank you so much for your time. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Go Red Legs, and I will see you Tuesday night.